a group of celebrities took to the streets expressing solidarity with the students demonstrating Uttara demanding safe roads. Around 15 to 20 celebrities and 40 to 50 artists including actors and actresses brought out a procession in Uttara's house building area. They carried a banner demanding security to life. Vehicles remained stranded at Uttara on the Dhaka-Mymensingh Highway as some students blocked since 10 a.m. Some guardians also joined the demonstration in Uttara. Students began their demonstration for the fifth consecutive day today, blocking different city streets with a demand for safe roads. Thousands of students poured onto the streets of Dhaka and blocked various streets including Dhaka-Mymensingh Highway in Uttara, Mirpur Road, Lalmasha and Gulshan 2 intersection and Jatrabari, halting traffic. Two school students, who joined the student demonstrations demanding justice for those killed in a recent road crash in the city, were injured after reportedly being hit by a police vehicle in front of Raja Bagh police lines in Dhaka today afternoon. Witnesses said a group of students were checking driving licenses of vehicles in front the gate No. 1 of Raja Bagh police lines. At one stage, they obstructed a police vehicle for checking its driving license. Being obstructed, the vehicle reportedly hit the students, leaving two students injured. The injured were then taken to a city hospital. On the fifth consecutive day of the student protest, parents and guardians were seen taking part in the agitation, expressing solidarity with the protesters today. Our correspondents have also seen some of the guardians supplying refreshments to the agitating students at various points in Dhaka including Science Lab and Gulshan area. They were also seen writing posters on behalf of their children. Taking matters onto their hands in an attempt to bring discipline in traffic management, the students have now engaged in enforcing rules and regulations. On the fifth straight day of protest today, due to death of two students, victim of reckless driving, the students are checking registration certificate and driving licenses. Also, they were forcing the vehicles to drive in lanes, despite the snail-paced traffic due to blockades on different key intersections, our correspondents report from all over. Similar news of traffic regulations has been reported from all over, Chittagong, Tangail, Naranganj, Sivar and other places, led by protesters in Dhaka. In Dhaka, students were checking the registration papers and driving licenses of drivers for cars. For motorcycles, they were educating riders on helmet safety and safe driving. Such reports of frisking were reported from Kawan Bazaar, Science Lab, Kakrail, New Market, Chatrabari, Shaba, Uttara and Shantinagar, most of the key points in Dhaka. They have found police officers, navy officials, and several other general commuters without the possession of valid driving licenses or registration certificate of vehicles. Public transportations like buses were very few on the road, presumably due to fear following the last few days of vandalism carried out everywhere in Dhaka. This is what the ongoing student agitation demanding safe roads have synthesized to, after two college students fell victim to reckless driving on Airport Road last Sunday. Deputy Inspector General, DIG, of River Police Habib was cruising along Kawan Bazaar in his black jeep, hoisting a signboard police to avoid the students on the road. But the school and college students who are on the streets since Sunday had no time for hierarchy and spared him not. They stopped him up and asked for papers. To their surprise, the vehicle, which was also carrying uniformed police guards, did not have a certificate of registration, nor did the driver have a license to drive. The Daily Star asked Dig Habib about it at spot, and he replied, "It is true that the vehicle does not have its registration papers and the driver does not have a driving license. This is a government car and I do not know anything about it," said Habib. This was not done to him alone, as students, demanding safer roads and in an effort to curb reckless driving, were checking license and registration of vehicles countrywide. Meanwhile, another such incident took place in Chittagong's Dampara, our local staff correspondent reports from the spot. Students stopped a jeep of Bangladesh Navy and found that it did not have a certificate of registration. A Dhaka court today placed the owner of bus that ran over two students at Dhaka's Airport Road and triggered mass student protests across the country demanding road safety, on a 7-day remand. Metropolitan Magistrate Nair Nihar Yasmin passed the order after Inspector, D.B., Qazi Shariful Islam produced MD Shahadat Hossain, the owner of the Jabal-e-Noor or Paribahan bus, before the court with a 10-day remand prayer. The Jabal-e-Noor or bus Dhaka Metro B119,297 ran over a group of students on the airport road in Dhaka and left 2 students dead on the spot and several others injured on Sunday. While asked whether he had anything to say, Shahadat said that buying that bus and employing that driver was the biggest mistake in his life. Earlier, he was arrested by Rapid Action Battalion, RAB, yesterday afternoon. On Sunday, during a mad race between 2 buses for passengers, one of the drivers slammed on the brakes near the ramp of the airport road flyover adjacent to the Armed Forces Medical College in Kurmatola. While some people, mostly students, were about to get on the vehicle, the second bus came and ploughed into the crowd, killing 2 students. The deceased were identified as Abdul Karim alias Rajibuddin, 18, and Dhaka-Mymensingh, 17, both students of Class 12 and Class 11 respectively at Shahid Ramazuddin Cantonment College in the capital. Immediately after the incident, students of the college went on a rampage, vandalizing over 100 vehicles on the busy street in the capital. From then on, the students of many schools and colleges in Dhaka and also in different parts of the country are protesting in demand of safe roads. School and college students have been mainly leading the protests, demanding justice over the deaths of their fellows under one single slogan: "We want justice." A Supreme Court lawyer today served a legal notice on Shipping Minister Shah Jahan Khan, requesting him, Shah Jahan, to explain in 24 hours under what authority he has been holding the post of Executive President of Bangladesh Sarak Paribahan Shramik Federation. Advocate Akhlasuddin Buayan sent the legal notice saying that holding the office of Executive President of Bangladesh Sarak Paribahan Shramik Federation, Bangladesh Road Transport Workers Federation, is contradictory to the Constitution of the Republic. He said in the legal notice that Shah Jahan Khan has been elected a Member of Parliament unopposed in the election held on January 5, 2014, and he took oath as a minister on January 12 the same year. As a minister he cannot hold the post of Bangladesh Sarak Paribahan Shramik Federation, as this organization is a collective bargaining agency, CBA, he said in the legal notice. He said in the legal notice that the CBA is supposed to bargain with the government about the facilities of the workers and to take action against the workers if he or she is involved in any offense. As a minister of the government, Shah Jahan Khan's being elected as the executive president of Bangladesh Sarak Paribahan Shramik Federation is against the constitution and morally questionable, the SC lawyer said in the legal notice. Advocate Aklas told the Daily Star that he will move a writ petition before the High Court seeking necessary order if Shah Jahan Khan does not reply to the legal notice served on him in 24 hours. Students began their demonstration for the 5th consecutive day today, blocking different city streets with a demand for safe roads. Thousands of students poured onto the streets of Dhaka and blocked various streets including Dhaka-Mymensingh Highway in Uttara, Mirpur Road, Lalmasha and Gulshan 2 intersection and Jatrabari, halting traffic. Although the government shut down all the educational institutions, most of the students have taken to the streets in uniforms. Vehicles remained stranded at Uttara on the Dhaka-Mymensingh Highway as some students blocked since 10 a.m. Students blocked Mohakali intersection since 11 a.m., only allowing vehicles to pass after checking license. Those who don't have the document, students taking them to police to file cases. About 5,000 students took position at the Science Lab intersection blocking traffic movement since morning. Many protesting students were checking driving licenses, stopping buses and private cars and other vehicles used by police in the area. Vehicular movement here was slow as the students come down to the street on the Mirpur Road. Several hundreds of protesters brought out a procession in Farmgate and head towards Karwan Bazaar at 10:30 a.m. In the rain, several hundred students blocked Shabu intersection this morning. Thousands of students were protesting from 10 a.m. They took position at the Mirpur 10 roundabout blocking roads. There are also reports of vandalism against 5 to 6 vehicles in Mirpur since this morning, the correspondent said. Meanwhile, students have also placed barricades in front of many lanes in Mirpur and did not allow any CNG-run auto rickshaws or cars to leave. A group of students took position at the Shantinagar intersection, blocking traffic movement in the area around 11 a.m. Several hundred protesters blocked Jatrabari intersection at 11 a.m. They were seen checking driving license of the vehicles in the area. Thousands of students were protesting in the major streets of Dhaka to materialize their 9-point demand since the death of 2 college students on Airport Road last Sunday. Around 500 students of Anand Medical College Hospital in Savar form a human chain at Thanestand area on the Dhaka-Mymensingh Highway, demanding safety in roads. The 30-minute human chain started at 9:30 a.m. Students across Bangladesh have joined in protests, echoing the demand for safe roads in parallel to those agitating in Dhaka with perseverance. Students staged protests in Savar, Narayanganj, Tangail, Nator, Bogra and Rajshahi today, our local correspondents report. Many guardians were seen supporting their children. In Savar, thousands blockaded signboard area on Dhaka-Mymensingh Highway around 12:00 noon. The wedge on the major highway was continuing, last reported. At Tangail, a blockade was enforced in Tangail Sadar around 11:30 am, which continued for an hour, curbing traffic completely on Dhaka-Tangail Highway. Tangail police station officer in charge Sidhu Rahman told the Daily Star that they dealt with the situation with patience. However, a tailback has ensued. In Chittagong city, traffic movement was suspended at different areas due to student blockade. Some hundreds were demonstrating on a 4-kilometer stretch area starting from Agrabad to all the way up to gate number 2, our staff correspondent reports. At Narayanganj, hundreds of students gathered near Chashara Shahid Minarat city around 10 am and blocked the intersection, halting all traffic and checking their licenses. At one point, students halted the car of Kamrul Islam, officer in charge of Sonagan police station. Later, the students let the police officials' car go on request. On the other hand, around 500 students blocked the Dhaka-Chittagong and Dhaka-Sylhet highways at signboard area of Narayanganj's Siddiganj. Around 60 students of Rajshahi University formed a human chain at 12:00 noon at the Central Library, demanding safety on roads. They are expressing solidarity with the protesters at Dhaka. Road Transport and Bridges Minister Obaidul Qaeda claimed today that the chaos on roads will go once the proposed Road Safety Act is enacted. The draft act that will be discussed in the next cabinet meeting on Monday will help bring discipline on roads. Everyone will have to abide by the act once effective, he said, and added, "We will discuss all the issues relating to road crashes, reckless driving, wrong side driving and jaywalking." He believes, reckless driving and indiscriminate deaths on roads can be stopped with the help of the proposed law. It is meaningless to make a law if the road situation remains the same. Asked about the demands of the students regarding road safety, he said the act will have all the solutions. Asked what steps the government should take since the students continued their agitation, the minister did not reply directly. However, he said, "We have told them that their demands will be met and asked them to leave the roads." Most public transports were off Dhaka streets today as transport workers said they feel unsafe on the roads. Commuters in different parts of the capital were seen struggling to reach their destinations. Inside the capital, presence of public buses was very low as many buses were not being brought out because transport workers feel insecure, said Mahbub Rahman, organizing secretary of Dhaka Road Transport Owners Association. At Gatali bus terminal, hundreds of buses were seen parked inside the terminal with thousands of passengers waiting on the roads, reports our photojournalist from the spot. Meanwhile, very few inter-district buses have left or entered Dhaka since this morning. Talking to the Daily Star, President of Bangladesh Bus Truck Owners Association Farooq Talukdar said the number of buses leaving or entering Dhaka city is very low because the transport workers do not feel secured. The students' protest is on its 5th day today, with students from more educational institutions joining in the road blockades and demonstrations demanding safe roads and justice for their 2 peers killed in Sunday's road crash on Airport Road. Since protests started this morning, students have blocked roads including Dhaka-Mymensingh Highway in Uttara, Mirpur Road, Lalmasha and Gulshan 2 intersection. Disarray in public commutation resumed today as students lurched into action for the fifth consecutive day across the streets of Dhaka, demanding safer roads. Last reported, students were besieging key intersections like Gulshan 2, Mirpur Road, Shaba, and Airport Road, and Dhaka-Tangale and Dhaka-Mymensingh highways. As they took position, areas in and around the convergence points were gridlocked in a matter of moments. Vehicles were seen diverting in search of alternative routes. Demonstrators stopped Commerce Minister Tafail Ahmed's car for driving on the wrong side of the road near Bangala Motor around 1:45 p.m. The protesters chanted slogans while surrounding the minister as he tried to talk to them, a witness said. During a demo of transport workers, an altercation broke out between them and passengers of a bus at Mauchak area of Siddhaganj in Naranganj around 11 a.m., witnesses said. At least 4 people, including a student, were assaulted by the workers and later handed over to the police, Abdus Sattar, officer in charge of Siddhaganj police station. The workers blocked signboard point in Siddhaganj around 8:30 a.m. They threatened not to ply their vehicles until their security was ensured but later withdrew it, said the OC. Meanwhile, in Chasharo intersection, after an altercation, protesting students surrounded Naranganj City Hall Vice President Gopinath Das and stopped him from leaving the area for about an hour, Naranganj police said. In several videos on social media, protesters were seen stopping police motorbikes at different parts of the city and asking to see their documents. In one video, 2 policemen on motorbikes were stopped at Shaba by the protesting students. When asked to show documents, one police official said, "Policemen do not need licenses." Pressed further, the policeman admitted that they did not have the papers. Demonstrators also asked to see the papers of commoners driving motorbikes and public transport drivers in other areas, including Airport Road, Farmgate, and Kawan Bazaar. Around 2 p.m., students stopped a police jeep at Bangala Motor and asked to see the driver's license. When the driver failed to show it, the protesters took him to the on-duty traffic inspector and requested a case be filed against the driver. The traffic inspector said a senior official was inside the jeep and was going for official work. The students then let the vehicle go. Thanks for watching.